Hello everyone, this is Lata Akula. In this video, we are going to study about vascular tissue. So this is the third part in the tissue system, that is the vascular tissue after ground tissue. So what is the vascular tissue? What it constitutes? It consists of xylem and phloem. So what are the functions of the xylem? The functions of the xylem is nothing but it carries water and mineral salts from the roots to the top of the stem. The plant, it may be tallest of course, but the water from the deep roots will be reached to the top of the stem by means of xylem. By means of xylem, the water will be carried to the topmost part of the stem. And whereas from the leaves, the synthesized food material will be reached to the deep roots present inside the deep in the soil by means of the phloem only. We see in animals there is a proper circulatory system is present which consists of heart, blood vessels, right? But in plants there is no proper circulatory system to circulate the food material, water, and all those things between the roots to different parts of the plants and leaves to the roots. To carry out this function, the plants have a complex tissue is present, right? This complex tissue constitute xylem and phloem. The xylem and phloem will together form the vascular tissue, which will helps in the conduction of these substances. And that is for the translocation of the water and mineral salts from the roots to the stem and from the leaves to the various parts of the plants. Here, these xylem and phloem were located. Here, we see as we have studied in endodermis. Inside the endodermis, there is steel is present, right? Here, both in the root and stem, there is a central cylinder is present, which is called as a steel. This steel, inside this steel only the vascular bundles have been arranged. But in some plants such as monocot stems, these vascular bundles were not present in the steel. Where they are present, they are scattered in the ground tissue. Because we have studied that in the monocot stem, there is no clear-cut zonation of the ground tissue. Within the ground tissue only, these vascular bundles have been scattered. But in the dicot stem, these vascular bundles, they are properly arranged in the steel. See, the monocot stem where the vascular bundles are present, they just scattered in the ground tissue. Whereas in the dicot stems, these are properly arranged inside the steel. And then, what is the translocation? The translocation is nothing but transport of substances to the long distances by means of through the vascular bundles is called as translocation. What is the translocation? The transport of substances to the long distances through vascular bundles, which constitute xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. And then, what are the elements present in the vascular bundles in the dicots and monocots? Here, if you see the dicots and monocot plants, there are different elements are present like xylem, phloem, and cambium were present. These are the elements of vascular bundle. If you see the xylem, in both dicot and monocot stems, we need to remember it is in stems. Both in monocot and dicot stem, the xylem is called as the xylem is in endark condition. We have studied this endark condition and exarch condition, right? Here, this endark is nothing but here the xylem is formed from the center to the periphery. How it is developed depending upon the arrangement, depending upon the development, the xylem is called as it is in the endark condition. Endark means from the center to the periphery the xylem was developed. This is the center. From this center the xylem was developing. Here the first formed xylem is called as protoxylem. The protoxylem is nothing but the xylem which is formed in first, whereas the latter formed xylem is called as metaxylem. What it is? It is called metaxylem. The latter formed, the next formed xylem is called as metaxylem. This protoxylem is present at the center, and this it was developing, and the latter formed metaxylem is present at the, which is located at the periphery region. That xylem is called as metaxylem. This type of development is called as endar condition. This endar condition is seen in both monocot and dicot stems. And the xylem is said to be in centrifugal xylem. Centrifugal xylem is what? The xylem was developing from the center to the periphery. That type of xylem is called as centrifugal xylem. And next one is a root. So in the case of stems, we have studied that the xylem is in endar condition. Whereas in the roots, both in dicot and monocot roots, the xylem was developing from the periphery to center. Periphery to center it was developing, and this condition is called as exarch condition. What it is? Exarch. Here what is exarch? The protoxylem, that is the first formed xylem, was present at the periphery, and the latter developed xylem was present at the center. That means the xylem developed from the periphery to center. This condition is called as exarch condition. What is the protoxylem? The first formed xylem is the protoxylem, and the latter formed xylem is called as metaxylem. What it is? The latter formed xylem is called as metaxylem, and the condition of this xylem is called as centripetal xylem. Centripetal xylem means what? The xylem developed from the periphery to center. That xylem is called as centripetal. Here in stems it is centrifugal, but here it is centripetal xylem in the root system. This is about the xylem. Next element is the phloem. Here there is a phloem in stems. If you see in stems, the phloem is away from the center. Here it is not located in the center like the xylem. It is away from the center, which is outside of the xylem. The phloem was located in the stems. That is, this phloem was present nearer to the meta, which is close to the metaxylem. We see in the dicot plants and monocot plants. In the dicot plants, there are sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fibers were present in the phloem. How many elements were present? 4 elements were present. Whereas in the monocot plants, only 3 elements were present. They are sieve tubes, companion cells, and phloem fibers were present. But the phloem parenchyma was absent. Phloem parenchyma is absent in the monocot plants. In the dicot plants, sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fibers were present. Whereas in monocot plants, only sieve tubes, companion cells, and phloem fibers were present, but phloem parenchyma were absent. And if you see the third element in the vascular bundles, that is nothing but the cambium. This cambium is nothing but it is a thin strip present between the xylem and phloem is called as cambium. For example, if you see this is the xylem and it is the phloem. Between these two, there is a thin strip of tissues is present, which is called as cambium, and this cambium was present only in the dicot stems, but in the monocots it is absent. In the monocot stems this cambium was absent, and it is also called as intravesicular cambium if it is formed within the vascular bundles. If it is formed within inside the vascular bundle, it is called as intravesicular cambium, and this cambium is responsible for the secondary growth in the plants also, and this is the meristematic tissue. It will divide and gives rise to secondary growth, right? Hence it is the meristematic tissue which is present inside the permanent tissue, which is called as xylem and phloem. This is about the cambium. In this video, we are going to study about classification of vascular bundles. Here, The classification of vascular bundles, the first classification was done based on presence or absence of cambium. What is a cambium? The cambium is nothing but the strip of a band-like structure present between the xylem and phloem is called as cambium, as we have studied in the previous video, right? Depending on the presence or absence of this cambium, we can classify the vascular bundles into open and closed vascular bundles. In open vascular bundles, the cambium is present. Here, they consist of cambium present between the xylem and phloem. There is a cambium is present, that is called as open vascular bundle. Here, what is meant by open? In this open vascular bundles, because of the presence of that cambium, we have studied this cambium will act as a meristematic, will be the meristematic tissue which is present between the permanent tissue, that is the xylem and phloem. So that divides, that cambium divides, and that will able to form the secondary xylem and secondary phloem. Because of the presence of that cambium, in these vascular bundles, there is secondary xylem and secondary phloem will develop. That means the vascular bundle, it is open for secondary growth. That is called as open vascular bundle. This condition is seen in the dicot stems, where it is seen in the dicot stems, this open vascular bundles were seen. And closed vascular bundles, there is no cambium. So see here, between the phloem and its xylem, there is cambium was absent, and because of the absence of the cambium, there is no cambium, there is no secondary growth occurs. So secondary growth means what? There is no secondary xylem and the secondary phloem development occurs in the closed vascular bundles containing plants. And then here these vascular bundles are closed for secondary growth. There is no secondary xylem and secondary phloem development. This condition is seen in the monocots, that is both in stems and roots and leaves of the monocots. This closed vascular bundles is present. Next one is relative position. Based on the relative position of the xylem and phloem, again there are two types of vascular bundles. One is a radial vascular bundle and another one is the conjoint vascular bundle. Here the radial vascular bundles means the xylem and phloem. See here, this is xylem. These red color ones are the phloem. The xylem and phloem, they are alternately arranged, but they are not in a single layer. They are in different radius. This is one radial direction, this is in another radial directions. Here the xylem and phloem, they are alternately arranged in a different radial systems, that is called as a radial vascular bundles, and this condition is seen in the roots of the dicots and monocots. Both, so in all the root system, this radial type of vascular bundle were seen. And another one is the conjoint vascular bundles. Conjoint vascular bundles means what? Here the xylem and phloem, they are arranged in the same radius. Here they are arranged in the different radial conditions. This is in one radius and this is in another radius. Alternatively they are arranged. But in conjoint, they have same radius. They were arranged, both xylem and phloem were arranged in the same radius of the vascular bundles. That condition is called as conjoint vascular bundles, and this condition is seen in the stems, leaves of the dicot and monocots. That means dicot stems and the monocot stems, dicot leaves and monocot leaves, they have conjoint. Here the root system of both the monocots and dicots have the radial vascular bundles, and the stems and leaves of dicot and monocots have the conjoint vascular bundles. And again this conjoint vascular bundles are again classified into two types based on the presence or absence of cambium. If the conjoint vascular bundle, they have a cambium between them, between the xylem and phloem there is a cambium, that is called as open conjoint vascular bundle, that is called as open conjoint vascular bundle. And if there is no cambium, Cambium was absent between the xylem and phloem, that is called as closed conjoint vascular bundle, that is called as closed conjoint vascular bundle. So this is about the classification of vascular bundles. So this we have completed the vascular tissue